ALL playoffs, and we about to take off. It's the ALL playoffs.
Let's go.
We about to take off with the quick plays and the stick saves. Most entertaining since the old days. This is where the players mold all day. Growing the game with a bold take. It's the ALL playoffs, and we about to take off. It's the ALL playoffs, and we about to take off. It's the ALL playoffs, and we about to take off. It's the ALL playoffs, and we about to take off. Boomin'. Steel Hubs.
What a finish! JP Healy! Boy, that's a highlight and a half. Dalty in the back of the net. The Riverwolves with a clean cut breakaway. Minicello.
Live. JVI. That's kind of cool. It's the ALL playoffs, and we about to take off. It's the ALL playoffs, and we about to take off. It's the ALL playoffs, and we about to take off. It's the ALL playoffs, and we about to
Big
take
save
off.
by Coop.
The Arena Lacrosse League playoffs on the JVI Sports Network.
AL playoffs about to take off. Hello, lacrosse fans. Welcome to Iroquois Lacrosse Arena on the Six Nations, the Grand River Reservation, on the outskirts of Brantford, Ontario, for Championship Sunday in the Arena Lacrosse League. First up, it will be the women's final. That will feature the Lady Shockwave against the Lady Riverwolves. Good afternoon, I'm Lance Wynn, working alongside the league convener and Mr. Extraordinaire Wade Thompson in cooperation with Gary Morrison and JVI Productions. Glad to have you tuned in here, and we're about to get underway. Two teams locked and even in the overall standings throughout the regular season, tied with a 10-2 record. The Shockwave and the Riverwolves, they have been doing battle throughout this season, and I tell you, if you haven't seen these women play, you're in for a real treat. Starting goalies for today's game for the Riverwolves, it'll be Jalen Grierson. She will get the start. And at the other end, it's Chelsea Doolittle that will get the call for the Lady Shockwave. Underway here, head coaches for the Riverwolves. On their bench, it'll be Tony Henhock. His assistants are Jason Fox, Alan Dockstader, and Lana Roswell Henhock. And for the Shockwave, it's Card Hill. Today's officials, Mitch Henhock and Mac Abbott, they will be in charge of taking care of the officiating duties. And I'm joined now by our league convener and, of course, Mr. Do a Little of Everything, Wade Thompson. And Wade, we look here at both these two teams, identical records in the regular season here. What can we expect to see here early on?
I'm expecting this to be a huge battle today. These two teams have been back and forth the entire season.
So right off the bat, we're going to have our first penalty. Good job by Bridget Falk to initiate the contact, and that ball is going to stay on the offensive side of things, and setting it up will be Katie DeSnew. And, of course, Katie DeSnew, one of the outstanding players on this Riverwolves team, and we'll have our first penalty of the game. And when we look at these two teams, Wade, maybe you can point out who we should be looking for first on the Riverwolves and then on the Shockwave.
On the offense for the Riverwolves, you're going to be looking for number 22, Katie DeSnew, of course, as well as number 10. Number 10, Megan Seed. Two top players for the entire season. This Riverwolves team has got great ball movement, good control. And 44 as well, Evangeline Rose. She's hard on the crease.
So we will keep an eye on them as you see a good fake and a bullet. Good save. Rebounds. The Snoop picks it up. Bounce shot again. Stop. Good job in that net early on by Doolittle. And the Riverwolves continue to keep the pressure on. Snoo, she tees it up right off the chest. Another good save, and that's launched down the length of the carpet, netminder to netminder. And we see that Riverwolves now will bring it back over and set things back up. We're just underway here with 9.5 minutes to go, women's championship final. To kick things off, the men will go at 3 o'clock, and again, Snoo certainly having her own little personal shooting gallery there as she continues to work it around and get her shot. Good job looking down low. Picked up that rebound, had it momentarily, jumped out. Another big shot there, this time from Megan Seed. And again, the Riverwolves continue to put on the pressure. Shockwave doing a good job keeping that box relatively tight. Rotation is solid. The Snoo beats one, goes around the other, fakes, takes that underhand again. Good stop there by Doolittle, as she was outstanding in the semifinals yesterday. Of course, both these two teams in action. Shockwave 10-4 winners over the Snipers, and the Riverwolves convincing 9-1 winners over the Lady Steelhawks. And on the go first shot of the game for the Shockwave comes courtesy Joni Hill, and it's stopped there by Grierson, and just took too long to get it over the timeline was Kanisha Caddick. So Wade, you look at the way these girls, and I say girls, I'm meaning these women out there playing hard, and you've seen them play all year, and what has the intensity level been for these ladies? A lot of times when you don't get a chance to see them on the carpet a lot, you tend to think that they may be a little passive or it's different than the men's game. And sure, it's different than the men's game, but I don't think it lacks any toughness.
No, definitely. If anything, the women. Oh, big score here by number 15.
How about Jalen Hill opening the scoring for the Shockwave? So the Riverwolves control possession for a majority of the early part of this quarter and turned around. Third shot of the game from Jalen Hill, and it's 1-0 for the Shockwave.
Jalen Hill's rookie season this year, first time in this league. She's made a presence all season long. So
there you have it, a rookie opening the scoring here in the Women's All Championship Final. And you, like I said, you've seen it, no shortage of toughness, and there are a lot of girls out there that play, and whether or not they come from a lacrosse family or it's a lacrosse culture, they're certainly immersed in it just as deeply as the men are.
Absolutely. A lot of these ladies play year-round, so there's a lot of aggression that is followed through whichever season they're in.
Good job there by Ryan Logan to pick up that loose ball. She battled hard for it. She's got it now in the half boards on the left side. Swing it back to the top to Abby Papineau. Papineau looking down low. Gets it over to Nicole DeTraglia. And
now I can see number 49 of the Shockwave. Everybody might recognize her brother. Her brother being Sid Smith of the Rochester Nighthawks.
So we just mentioned about having the lacrosse lineage, so to speak, and it's funny, the lacrosse community is very much like that. A lot of times you get introduced to the sport based on your older brother or older sister, and or maybe your mom or dad played, and you know that kind of tradition's in your family.
Absolutely.
It's not as deeply ingrained as, say, hockey, for example, that seems to be a little more widespread. But lacrosse for Canadians has always been a mainstay. It's always been a summer activity. So.
Even Wayne Gretzky played lacrosse.
You got it. You're absolutely right, as did his brother. So we know that. Look at the Tavares as another example.
Absolutely.
So got to hurry on the shot clock. Under 10, big underhand bullet. So a big shot there from Desnoo. And she's on the score sheet, and we're tied at 1.
Doolittle got a piece of it, but went off her pad, on the inside of her pad there.
Katie Desnoo had put a little extra on that shot.
For sure.
She seems to have an arsenal in her tool bag at the moment. I saw a couple of good overhands, a sidearm, now an underhand. So I think that Chelsea Doolittle has to make sure she's awake at all times. Now I'm looking on the sheet here, and I see a Kiana Thompson on the Shockwave. Any relation just by chance? Since we're on the topic of lineage, I'm just
she's
curious.
got two sisters on the team.
Oh, she does. Okay.
Number 6, Lindsay Smith, and number 16, Alicia Smith. Those are two older sisters.
Outstanding. But I'm just saying that the fact that her name's Thompson and your name's Thompson. I'm just wondering if there's any sort of connection.
She's my youngest daughter.
Oh,
Absolutely.
is that
proud to have her part of the
it
league?
Just so happened that what an amazing coincidence.
Absolutely.
Go figure, Thompson and Thompson. But that's going to take us to our first officials timeout here. And here in the women's game, we'll have one officials timeout per quarter. And how have you found, I know there was in the standings a bit of a discrepancy as far as the top two teams, bottom two teams, but did you find that the games were relatively competitive throughout
Absolutely,
the season?
For sure. It's been the top three teams have been a solid battle throughout the whole season. The newest team in our league, the Steelhawks, they struggled all season, but come towards the end of the season, they started to come together. They had a very good semifinal game. I see them as growing and being right in the mix next year.
Well, I think it's important, too, to not base all our conclusions on just one season. You're absolutely right. The idea is to have this league grow, and, you're going to have your checks and balances, so to speak, where a team may be weak one year and make some improvements in the offseason, then all of a sudden next year, middle of the pack, and then the year after that, possible contenders. So, I know that's the overall take on it. Do we, are we hopefully considering to up in the numbers on the women's side and possibly maybe adding a couple teams? That I know that's definitely in the discussions.
For sure. We'd love to see the league grow even further. We'd like to see a few teams out of the East join the league, so we're looking forward to it being a force to be reckoned with it being the only women's team in existence right now. That's playing full contact rules.
That's exactly it. The only women's box league in the winter for these ladies to play in, and the caliber, I tell you, will impress you. Vanjie Rose will start it off, kick it back way out to the top. Riverwolves again will try to go to work on offense. Ball loose in the slot. That's picked up there and moved up by Alicia Smith. She gets chased down. It gets taken from her. Good effort on the forecheck by Falk. And now it is unleashed, just too much time. And that will be a turnover, and it will go back to the Riverwolves, and it's Oceana Dockstader that will
Little thinks it was a little bit quick on the count there by the referee.
I thought that was a pretty quick count myself, but it's hard to hold a good conversation with you, Wade, and count at the same time for me. I'm trying to keep it simple. As good job by the Snoo to chuck that out. No, didn't go cleanly to anyone. Heads up is Madison Miller in there battling. She loses that battle. They swing it over to Papineau. Papineau to Snoo, tees it up wide of the mark. That's a shot clock violation. Possession will go to the Shockwave. Lofting that up around the timeline, and you saw that collision coming, but winning the battle was Kristen Bomberry. And there's a familiar name for sure in the lacrosse circles.
I believe her brother plays for the Six Nations Snipers.
Seems like whenever there's lacrosse, you talk Six Nations or just lacrosse overall, somewhere down the line there's a Bomberry. Last name will float up. You'll probably find a Hill in there too. So there are definitely a long line of lacrosse players. As a good job weaving in, trying to switch sides was Mackenzie Clemens.
Watch for the big shot here. Oh.
Dumped off, and Vanjie Rose didn't get a chance to unload a good shot, and the Shockwave will counter the other way with just under 3 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Stacy Smith, she'll dump it back out. Good job weaving around is Lee Gallus. And that's going to be an interference call, and a fresh clock will go to the Shockwave. All tied at 1 here in the Women's Championship Final. Going to work Gretzky's office. Good job looking for the cutter there. Not able to connect with Bomberry. That shot from her knees, and
Fresh 30 again.
Another fresh 30. So we saw the Riverwolves dominate possession-wise early on. Shockwave now are making a bit of a run of their own. They'll work behind the net. Good hard check. Good curl around and bounce shot. That was Joni Hill, but Pearson was up to the task, and now she gets the outlet away. Going to have to hurry. And conveniently, and yep, that 8-second count certainly comes up quick.
You know, this is rare. I think this is the most I've seen the 8-second count called all season on these girls. They're usually fairly quick up the floor.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing, and you can't argue with the shot clock. That's the whole thing, and a chance here for Falk. Falk now working one-on-one. She'll lean in, cut in, take the shot. Good save.
A little bit of contact in front of the bench there.
Just a bit. Chelsea Doolittle shaking her head. May have caught that one right in the front of the face mask. And we're going to have a stoppage, and based on that open door penalty box, it looks like we're going to have another penalty. This time it'll be again to the Shockwave, and Lindsay Smith will head to the box. Second power play opportunity for the Lady Riverwolves here with a minute to go in the opening quarter. So Megan Seed will quarterback here, and good interchange on the skip pass. Looking for the give and go, and that was nicely done. So a beautiful pass. The Sioux fed it right on the right crease. And it looks like that might have been Mackenzie Clemens that put the finishing touches on that, and it's 2-1 for the Lady Riverwolves. That was pretty impressive. I'm gonna say that you as the convener are gonna take some credit for what these girls do out there. Not everything. I mean, you also got to take, the blame for the bad too.
For sure. I'll tell you though, it's a pleasure to see these girls out playing. If you were around when I was back when lacrosse started to begin to get popular for the ladies, it was like watching the little kids on the floor. Now we're seeing them make plays. They're settling in on a good offense, and just at the buzzer, no goal.
How about that? I thought that passed the goal line, but boy, oh boy, Katie DeSnew, she unleashed
with a rocket.
That was a rocket. No goal, and after a quarter, it's 2-1 in favor of the Riverwolves, and a very entertaining first quarter, I must say, Wade, and I'm hoping that there'll be some viewers out there that will take a look and see what these women are doing on the carpet and how skilled they are, and don't underestimate that. I think you're right. When I look at women's lacrosse, similar to women's hockey in the way that it's expanded now. In women's hockey, we remember before, if you look 20 years ago, maybe you were a little interested, and then it was Canada-U.S. rivalry that would bring you in. Now, with the defunct league aside, you look at women's hockey now and how much it's grown. I like to see the same thing with lacrosse, too. When we were playing and growing up, there wasn't even a possibility of seeing a women's lacrosse program now.
I'm so glad they've got a platform to come out here and play. I think they need the recognition for their ability to play the way they have been and the way they continue to grow every season on top of season. I tell you, the skill level of these players is just leaps and bounds.
And I think that's important. And again, and that's one of the reasons I brought up the topic about the lineage and the fact that if you have an older sibling that plays and they've got a stick, chances are they don't have one stick. There's probably two sticks in the house at the very least. I don't know any lacrosse family with one lacrosse stick. So now all of a sudden the younger siblings out there playing because the older sibling may need someone to practice with or may need a goalie or that sort of thing. And now they all of a sudden are in it. And you can really tell a lot of the times a younger sibling of a lacrosse player because they are usually tough. They're usually very skilled because they've taken their lumps early.
Absolutely. I tell you, siblings don't seem to pull up on their little brother or little sister. They let them have it.
They let them have it. And you know what? If you've got a younger sibling that plays goalie, it's because he or she didn't have no choice. Right. And, their brother or sister, they needed someone to practice on. So
the Smith girl's younger sister, Kiana, she started out playing out, and she wasn't finding it. She was happy playing that, so she thought she'd try the goaltender position. And now you can't get her out of goal. She loves it. She absolutely loves it.
And we had that discussion about how you put goalies and field goal kickers in a separate category. Referee parents, like they're just different aspects to the game that everyone sort of is involved in. What have you found to be one of the most challenging being, a goalie dad? Because that's, quite frankly, you're a goalie dad.
Keep your nose out of it, let me tell you. Let their coaches do what they do and be the dad. We're fortunate enough in our family that I've got a player in every position. Lindsay being a forward, Alicia being a defenseman, Kiana being a goalie, and their other sister that we lost a few years ago, she was a forward as well. Just to reference her, Rebecca Smith, the girls' middle sister, is well known in the summer season. She was a force to be reckoned with in the summer season. Enough that they have a memorial award for their sister for the Offensive Player of the Year.
That's pretty awesome, buddy. Beautiful pass on the money and
nice
it in
shot.
And bury it was Sarah Udding. Man, oh man, a beautiful feed and an equally beautiful finish. It's 3-1 for the Riverwolves.
I'll tell you that their defense has got to come in and challenge that shooter. These girls, their hands they've got today, you cannot give them any space. They got to close the gap and prevent that shot from getting off.
No chance there at all. And anytime any player gets in that close, pretty much the goalie's at their mercy. And that was certainly the case there. Off the draw, good battle ensues there with Caitlin Dockstader and Joni Hill. Off the draw, possession will go to the Riverwolves. They immediately dump it down on the right crease. Tough pass for Falk. And that will lead to a possession deep in the offensive end for the Shockwave. Jumping on that early is Leigh Gallus. And we'll see if she doesn't get some help there. Working one-on-one, trying to curl around. Takes the shot. That's knocked down.
Gallus, this is her rookie season as well, and she's really picked up on the box game. She's normally a field player throughout the summer.
Good job forcing the turnover. Another good shot. Big save there by Grierson. Ball loose now on the half boards. Scooped up nicely by Lindsay Smith, and she'll try to come around and get a good shot. Takes a good hard hit. Good defense there. Screen, but very tenacious is Jenna Blair. That shot almost a knuckleball, change speed. Sit in the crease. Good job by Grierson. She gets on it, and she'll try and get that outlet deep, but it's intercepted. Back comes Kate Smith.
Oh, big stop.
Another good save there as Grierson keeping her team in it here, holding a 2-goal lead, and now that's picked up again. This time it's the speedy Udding. Udding now looking for some help. She'll think better of it. Good job coming out of the back door, and taking that feed was Rose. They work to the left side, and it's the Snoo. She beats one defender, curls around two, flips it back. Good job to track that down before it goes over the line by Mackenzie Clemens. She takes a shot. 5-hole closed up. Good job there by Doolittle. And now coming away with it out of the pack is Kate Smith. She'll dump it out, look to that back door as well, and good transition defense from the Lady Riverwolves. Excellent stick check there. Ball loose again. Riverwolves all over it. Here come the Lady Shockwave. Had it momentarily to Kristen Bomberry. Not able to corral it, though, off the carpet. Still bouncing around out there. And the shot clock goes. Possession will go to the black and red. 8:20 to go here, second quarter. Lady Riverwolves holding a 2-goal lead. That pass gets deflected and knocked down. Good recovery by Abby Papineau. She loses it. Lacey Smith battling in there. She wins the battle, trying to go by a defender. Does a good job to move it up to Jocelyn Carter. Carter switches hands, goes around one defender, bounces off another. Not able, though, to shed once again the tenacious Jenna Blair. And it'll get kicked back out. Tough pass. That's going to go over the timeline for a violation. And possession now will go to the Riverwolves. Carter hustling in there. It gets knocked down deep. Racing for it is Crystal Montour. And that's going to be
Montour sisters there in the corner.
Montour sisters teaming up for sure. A little overly aggressive, and good pass to Snoo right out of the back door. Couple of fakes. She'll pull it back out. Gets a screen she was looking for. Fakes one defender. Bullet bounce shot. Good pad save. So a nice save there from Chelsea Doolittle. Stuck the pad out as that ball was headed to the far corner. Again to Snoo. Good pass to a cutting Mackenzie Clemens, not able to get it cleanly. But Bomberry will bail her out, pick that up, and Vangie Rose pick it up and send it over to the left side. Snoo looking for an opening. She's going to put her head down. Go to the corner. Good shot wide of the mark. That's loose now. Again, to Snoo will pick it up, dump it down low to the crease. And that'll do it. Shot clock violation. 6.5 to go here, second quarter. And it'll be Doolittle now that will get things started with a long outlet pass the length of the carpet. Worked out well all the way down to the corner, then back to the top. Tough shot, good save. Pops up and over the net. And that's picked up by Caddick. Caddick, good outlet pass. Looking to put on the speed, Jenna Blair. She's got no help. She's going to sniff that back door and wait. And does a good job to get it to Folk. Folk switching hands. She'll bring it back and send it back over to the left side. Excellent move there by Ryan Logan. Didn't really have any concept of how much time was left, but that will take us to our officials' timeout, and it's going really part of the course. We talked about this prior to the game and the fact that with these two teams finishing off with evenly matched records at 10-2 during the regular season, that this final here was certainly going to be very evenly matched.
I think the Shockwave just aren't stepping out on defense as much as they need to. They're allowing the Riverwolves to step up and set their offense up. I think that's where the difference is right now between the two teams.
So we'll see if the Shockwave can make up this 2-goal difference. But, of course, we know that 2 goals in box lacrosse can happen in the blink of an eye. We saw that outstanding pass play by the Lady Riverwolves. That was certainly something right out of, any lacrosse textbook.
Absolutely.
That's just the way it's done. So do that. But, tell me a little, Wade. You've been running this league now. You've been an integral part of the Arena Lacrosse League organization since its inception. What kind of challenges have you found that you've been running into as far as the ladies program and as far as either expanding it goes or just being able to keep it intact? What have you found to be some of the major
I think we
hurdles?
just need to let everybody know that this organization is in existence. We've got a good core group in the Southern Ontario range, the Eastern Ontario. We really need to become a presence out there. They need to know that this is here for them, and they've got a platform to exhibit their skills.
And I think you're right, because I think a lot of people aren't aware of that fact. And I know that I reached out to a number of female lacrosse players that are integral in the female and women's game, and they had either just caught wind of it or hadn't really heard. And this is something that anyone who is involved in women's lacrosse should certainly be a part of. And or at least have some sort of involvement. Or short end right out of the timeout. That's a beautiful pass play. So a nice job by the ladies Shockwave.
K-bomb laying it down.
Excellent job from a coaching standpoint, as that was diagrammed right off the possession in the officials' timeout. So heads up there to, of course, your head coach, Carlton Hill, and whatever it was that he pulled out of his hat there certainly worked. So we give that goal to Kristen Bomberry,
yes,
I believe, on the tic-tac-toe
I'm surprised
play.
we haven't seen from Dee Patton yet. Dee is a feisty offensive player on the Shockwave.
Well, you're right, and I think she was certainly a standout. But I believe, between you and I'm not quite sure, I don't think she was here at the start of the game.
You know what? You may be right.
Because this is the first time I'm seeing her out there. And if you see her going to the net right there and a big save on a great chance, she would have already been involved in this action, I would think. It's been a whole quarter. I haven't called her name once. And yesterday, she was certainly one of the best players out on that carpet in the semifinal.
If Curtis Dixon of Calgary Roughnecks is Superman, I'm going to say Dee Patton would be Superwoman. Watch for her to dive straight across this crease.
Well, I tell you, she impressed me yesterday without a doubt, as that's a rocket that went high and over the net. That'll go over the timeline, and We'll see if she doesn't provide a bit of a boost for the Shockwave team. Joni Hill now. Joni Hill gets it over to Bomberry. Bomberry tries to swing it across. Shot taken there by Lindsay Smith. That rebounds picked up by the Riverwolves almost, but there was Lindsay Smith again. Right place, right time. Sends it over. Underhand try by Bomberry. That's picked up now by the Lady Riverwolves, and they'll move it up over the timeline. They got numbers out of the bench. Crossing over, other side, wrong. The right stick side was Folk. Couldn't handle the pass, though. And it was a good one, and Doolittle now with a good outlet pass. And able to corral it with Stacy Smith. She does a good flip there and finds Emily Jacobs. Jacobs will send it across. Joni Hill takes a couple of hard hits. Good, relentless checking there. Tell you, you get Faith Dunford on you, and man, there's that underhand try by Patton. She gets knocked off the ball, and if there's a strategy against someone of her skill set, it's the more you can check her, the better, because that's the only way to slow her down. She turns the corner, hits 1-2, splits another defender, dumps it back out, faking the shot and curling around there, and a good attempt there by Lindsay Smith, but a better save by Grierson, who has stepped up with her team leading here 3-2. Going to have another penalty here, and it looks like this time it's going to go to the Shockwave. Sorry, again, it'll go to the Shockwave. So third power play opportunity for the Lady Riverwolves, leading here 3-2 as we just stepped on the 2-minute mark. Lance Wynn and Wade Thompson here, JVI Productions crew, as we are underway on Championship Sunday here at the Arena Lacrosse League. Of course, 3 p.m. will be a similar matchup on the men's side. The Paris Riverwolves, winners against the Oshawa Outlaws last night. They advanced to the final, and they will play the St. Catherine Shockwave, who advanced with a win over the Whitby Steelhawks. So stick around. Plenty of championship action right here. Quick stick attempt by DeSnoo. She manages to pick it up off the crease area, and she's dangling that stick, and I tell you, Doolittle came over and chopped that tree right down, and you can see these girls
we're getting feisty now.
Mix it up at any time, and I think both those two are going to make their way over to the bench. So Bridget Falk may have taken exception to the extra bump that she got, and those two will continue to jaw. Her and Alicia Smith jaw at each other.
If anybody
all the way
expected
to
the
box.
ladies to play team, I'll tell you, they tuned into the wrong game. I was fully expecting this to be a really solid physical game today, for sure.
They're still going at it in the penalty box as the Riverwolves now will go to work with the woman advantage, and down low an attempt there by Rose. That was stopped, and it'll get launched down the length of the carpet with 20 seconds to go here in the half. Riverwolves will have to hurry here. Game clock at 15. Dump down low, that's picked off, and off the rafters it goes. So it'll stay right here. Clock still winding down, though. And going to have to hurry with 5. Quick pass knocked down. Got to take that shot wide of the mark, and that will do it. So a very entertaining half it is, with the Riverwolves leading the Lady Shockwave 3-2. We'll take a short break. Back here after this.
John, the dream.
It's the ALL playoffs, and we about to take off. It's the ALL playoffs, and we about to take off. With the quick plays in the stick saves, most entertaining since the old days. This is where the players mold all day, growing the game with the bold take. It's the ALL playoffs, and we about to take off. It's the ALL playoffs, and we about to take off. It's the ALL playoffs, and we about to
Welcome back as we are at halftime of the Arena Lacrosse League Women's Championship Final here on Championship Sunday. Glad you've tuned in with us. Lance Wynn alongside Wade Thompson and the JVI production crew here. 3-2 the score for the Lady Riverwolves. And Wade, what are your thoughts about the first half?
Again, solid first half. Fully what I expected, back and forth game, very tight game. Their offenses are both firing out. Defense is a little weak on the Shockwave side. I think if they can pick that up and engage the shooter, they'll have a better second half for sure.
Well, certainly when you have a 3-2 game, I thought the goaltending was good at both ends, and that was certainly key. You had DeSnoo, of course, she's got a goal and a definite threat every time she seems to have the ball. On the other side, you look at Deanne Patton, and even though she hasn't had an impact yet, you can tell that the dynamic of the team has changed a bit. I didn't see her out there in the first quarter, and to me, similar to yesterday, that was the same sort of thing. I don't know if she was running late, but she wasn't there in the early part, because when she is there, you know she's on that floor.
Absolutely. She's got a presence when she's on the floor for sure.
So we'll see if she doesn't pick things up. I imagine, though, she's not exactly a surprise to the Lady Riverwolves. So I'm sure they would have a game plan in place with head coach Tony Henhock at the helm there. So we'll see. So off the draw, loose. Good hustle to knock it away by Joni Hill. She's still battling for it. That ball's loose, and the Lady Riverwolves pick that up, but going to have to hurry, and they do. Megan Seed will flip off, and it will be Mackenzie Clemens now. Looking down low. Couldn't get it, though, to Rose. Rose will pick up the loose ball and shoot it over to Seed at the top. Had DeSnoo on the back door. Beauty cut backhand off the crossbar. So, man, oh, man, and then DeSnoo took a hard hit. But a beautiful backhand attempt, and she may need some attention as she is definitely hobbling, trying to get to the bench. But when you actually do a backhand, you really open your front side up, and you're vulnerable to take a hit. So if you do that in traffic and then get checked, similar to a shot, that leaves your whole underbody, so to speak,
Yeah, it was just
wide
a good
open.
solid check right on the crease there.
Yeah. I mean, we know that back in the day, we were taught how to cross-check, and we were taught to check by lifting, going underneath the base arm and getting to the underarm and then pushing from there. And that was the way we were taught to cross-check as opposed to pounding on the shoulder. So either way, back to work go the Lady Riverwolves. That shot there wide of the mark by Rianne Logan. Valk not able to, Detraglia not able to get that. That ball's loose now. And good hands to pick that up by Kate Smith. And that shot, though, right on the numbers. So not a very difficult save for Grierson. She's made tougher ones. But look here, Patton, right in the middle of it with her own wrecking crew on the forecheck as she takes it off two defenders, gets it out, looks to pass, good fake, another good fake, still has it, and she'll draw the hook, dump it down low on the crease. Shot, again, ball loose, and finally picked up by the Lady Riverwolves. But again, Patton all over the place, forces the turnover down and deep in the offensive end, and then draws the penalty.
That being set up by Kate Smith, plays for Team Canada on the field. She's definitely a force on the floor. I'm surprised she's been so quiet today, but she can play definitely an excellent transition game.
Remember, you got Smith, and Smith out there, and I think one more Smith while you're at it.
There's a lot out there
So
for sure.
There's a few. There's quite the family connection as the Shockwave with their first power play of the game, and a good shot there, stopped though by Grierson on Lindsay Smith's shot, and now it'll get moved up over the timeline. Oceana Dockstader, she will stop, wait, try to kill some clock now. And with 1:25 to go in the penalty. Riverwolves cling to a 1-goal lead.
And they forced the turnover, and clock now at 3. So that'll wind down, and now picked up by the Lady Shockwave. And I don't know if you caught Chelsea Doolittle knocking the stick out of one of the offensive players' hands behind the play, but a good job of riding out there by Faith Dunford, and the outlet again. This time it's picked off by Patton. Patton with a good start, and she'll set it up, fakes that pass again. Outstanding stick skills, and she will get it to Lindsay Smith. Smith curling around, that shot blocked by a defender. Good job, fake, and another good save made by Grierson, and that ball's going to go all the way down. It's a foot race. Racing for it is Patton and Sarah Utting. And, of course, Sarah Utting, the sister of Doug Utting, who plays in the Arena Lacrosse League. Utting, a transition specialist. And a good job and excellent hustle from Utting. Not able to force the turnover, but certainly slowed things down. 10 seconds left in the penalty. Excellent stick check, and we'll see what the call is there. And looks like one penalty is going to be exchanged for another. So a slashing call on the play. And it looks like that's going to get called on Utting. So right back-to-back power plays here for the Shockwave, with a chance here to tie this game up. So that is the case. So one penalty ends, another one starts. Good pass in the middle. Not able to convert or get a shot off was Jocelyn Carter. That's picked up, and the big stretch from DeTraglia as she will track it down now and tuck that in. Takes a couple whacks, curls out of that corner, looking to kill some clock. Turns around, goes the other direction behind the net. Good body check to ride out. Gets chased, and a good solid hit came from Stacy Smith. A check and took that ball. So a good job by another one of the Smiths, and she'll move it down to Joni Hill. Hill, the flip to Patton. Patton's going to let it go. Big shot wide of the mark. Rebound is good job to knock that down by Lindsay Smith. She's fighting for it now, and she will try to look for a better shot. Patton, underhand off the post. And regroup, reset, on the run.
There it is.
So beautiful shot from Lindsay Smith. She picks the far corner on Grierson, and we're all tied 3-3. So, Wade, you look at the way these fundamentals are, and I mean, you've coached both sides of the coin. Tell me some of the differences about coaching the women as opposed to the men.
The women are still learning how to be coached. They've got their game, they play their game, and nobody's really taking the time to show them fundamentals of the game. And now they're starting to get some true fundamentals, and you can see it in their play for sure.
Now, have you found that, and I have, I've been on the coaching end of both the men and the women, and I find that the women gravitate towards the direction of fundamentals and doing things right from the start. Guys tend to get a little sidetracked. Beautiful fake, Patton weaving through two. Another three, gets triple team, tries to get the shot off, couldn't. I just find the women to be able to learn and implement a little quicker than the guys. Guys tend to get sidetracked with the fancy move, or instead of working on overhand, they're working on underhand or the backhand, and that sort of thing. As bit of a collision there between Sarah Utting and everyone trying to get to the Shockwave bench. Doesn't look like any damage done as we're at our officials' timeout. But that's just been the case, and I think you're right. You give these women the chance to learn, and they'll take it and run with it.
Absolutely,
that's been the case. So certainly,
and we've seen that year after year, just the progression of their play and the skill level set every season. It's So
Well,
tenfold.
again, people used to say the same thing about women's hockey in that, oh, well, it's a little slower and stuff. And then they saw, our national team take on the U.S. national team on a regular basis, and they're like, wow, these women are really good. Well, yeah, they are. So you shouldn't underestimate that. As we take a look at what occurred there by the bench there, and listen, these women certainly can mix it up when they have to. So
These ladies are playing the exact same rules as the men. There's no changing of the rules just because they're ladies. They're playing their own skill level, their own age level, their own gender. So we have not changed the rules at all.
listen, we don't discriminate here at the Arena Lacrosse League, okay? The rules are the same. You got to play the game the right way, and I think that's vital, and that's just the way it should be. So we're at 4:59 on the clock here, third quarter. All tied 3-3 in what's been a very well-played game. We've had a couple of posts, a crossbar, some good saves, and some pretty nice goals. So it's certainly been all in all, been a very well-played game here as we'll continue here in the third. Championship Sunday in the Arena Lacrosse League. This is the first of two. This is the women's final. The men's final to follow at 3 p.m. Shockwave jump on that as they move it up. Team's back at full strength. Good dump off. Not able to corral that pass was Gallus. Ball loose now. Gallus still battling for it. Picked up and able to. Desnu took an extra hit while she was down, and that's going to cost Gallus 2 minutes. Probably should have left Desnu alone. And again, we talk very similar, and I guess it's going to be Lindsay Smith that was a bit overly aggressive. That'll give the Riverwolves their fourth power play of the game. And similar to the men's game where we talk about discipline is always the key. Now, we haven't had any power play goals yet in this game, but you got to figure when you talk about time of possession and momentum, those are two key things when you have someone in the box.
Well, you got to get rid of the offensive penalties as well. You can justify a defensive penalty when you're stopping a goal, but the offensive penalties do nothing but hurt your team.
That's a 5-minute penalty, I guess, for checking while she was on the carpet. And boy, oh boy, that's a severe penalty as Rose tried to turn the corner. Desnu looking for that backdoor cut. Actually had Sarah Udding open to pass just a little bit high. Seed dumping it down low and off the post. So point blank range there for Bridget Falk, not able to beat the iron. And that'll go all the way down to the Riverwolves end and have to get moved back up with plenty of time knowing that 5-minute major. So a pivotal part here, tied at 3. A 5-minute major means the Riverwolves will have that for a while, trying the tic-tac-toe on the other side. Good job to get it to Desnu, and her shot steered aside. Good save there by Doolittle. And again, one of the things that you teach sometimes is that when in doubt, if you're short a player, you just make sure you get that ball down the length of the carpet. Give your team a chance to get a breather and regroup. Desnu tried to look 5-hole. Doolittle closed that up. Did a good job, too, to corral it off the carpet, and an outlet pass. Basket catch. One-on-one. Patton leans in. Dives off the post. So a good effort there, but some excellent defense from DeTraglia. And I tell you, that Patton is exciting to watch. Desnu, she's going to load. Good fake. Up, down. Tried to slide it in the far corner. Well wide of the mark. I thought that was good defense there by Sarah Whitlow.
I agree. I thought that was solid defense right there.
Called on the early check, but I thought girl had possession. Either way, gets back to the top now and swung over to Desnu. Left side. Couple defenders on the run. Good save by Doolittle. Again, Riverwolves track that down now with 2:45 to go in the penalty. Looking for a cutter. That's knocked down and almost intercepted. Good job by Kate Smith. Still battling in there. Whitlow in there as well. Ball loose, finally picked up and sent over to Rose. Rose with some room, gets it to Snoo. Looking down low, pass not very good. Probably should have taken that shot. And Doolittle now will fire it down. Goalie to goalie.
Riverwolves have really got that cross-crease pass going today.
They do. They connected the one time, and when it's there, it's open. But you have to. It has to be a good pass. Has to be on the money. Good bounce shot. Doolittle again. Good save. Reset. Fresh clock for the Lady Riverwolves. Under a minute to go here in the quarter. Pass. Good quick shot there by DeSnoo. Wide of the mark. Again, rebound corralled by Jenna Blair. Blair trapped on the board. She'll get away from a defender. Continues to hold on to it. Had it knocked away. Got it back. Dumped down low. Wide open seed. Wide of the net.
Big stop by Doolittle.
DeSnoo looking for an opening. Curls around. Takes a hard shot. Doolittle steers out of side with the pad. 25 seconds left. DeSnoo will pick it up. Send it over. That will go over the timeline and be a violation. Possession to the Shockwave. Clock still running.
Did they get to it fast enough here?
To get a chance, curling around, trying to switch hands. Not able to do it was Jalen Hill. And that will do it. So 3 quarters are in the books. We're tied at 3, and I tell you, Wade, we're definitely setting things up for an exciting fourth quarter.
Absolutely.
Looking forward to it. A good crowd on hand, of course. See the Women's Arena Lacrosse League Championship Final. And it's been a very evenly matched affair. When we look at what's set to transpire later today with the Riverwolves and the Shockwave on the men's side. 2 good games last night. Riverwolves managed to take down the Oshawa Outlaws. It was a 14-13 final. Those 2 teams, it was neck and neck the entire game, with Paris leading 6-3 after the first, 10-7 at the half, and 11-10 going into the final quarter, and eventually hanging on for a 14-13 win. So Jamie Dubrick and company will be back here today to take on the St. Catharines Shockwave, the top-ranked team, a team that got off to a slow start, struggled, trailing 7-4 after the first and 8-7 at the half, turned it around, did an entire flip. Second half came out, shut out the Steelhawks for the entire third quarter, and then went on to win their game in convincing fashion. So you've got 2 teams that are pretty evenly matched. A lot are saying that the favorite is the Shockwave, but we know that was said last year with the Steelhawks and the Riverwolves, and that was a 1-goal affair.
Sure. With the Riverwolves, the Shockwave having such a good season this year, you almost wonder if the players got a little bit complacent. They come out and they thought they were going to walk through the first period, and they got their eyes wide open. They had to go back into the dressing room and regroup.
Well, you know what? We had that discussion for sure, and I won't say that it was necessarily that they were complacent. It was more they weren't up to game speed yet because they had the bye week, and Whitby had just come off that big upset over Peterborough, so it was a 7 knocking off a 2, and then you figure, okay, got a chance for the guys to rest, but sometimes having that 2-week break when a team is played doesn't help you. And I know that they were worried about having a slow start, and that's certainly the case. But hats off, good teams are able to up their game when they need to, and that was the case yesterday with the Shockwave. So fasten your seatbelt here as we're set for the final 12 minutes here in the Women's Arena Lacrosse League Championship Final. Tied at 3, Lady Riverwolves, Lady Shockwave. And off the draw, that's going to sit right smack in the circle, finally picked up by the Shockwave, and they will get the first possession of the fourth until the double team forces the turnover and had it momentarily, but a good job, and continuing the battle was Alicia Smith. That's going to be an 8-second count. And so good work by the Riverwolves, And that's a quick pass right at the crease. Beauty catch. Almost picked that far corner. Big save. So a good job by Chelsea Doolittle to get the pad out. That pass was on the money.
Thought the D sleeping a little bit there.
Just a bit. Teetering on that line and trying to get that over was Stacy Smith. Got some backup, of course, from Jocelyn Carter. And Carter now is weaving through a couple defenders. Good roll on the split. Under 10 on the shot clock. Going to have to make a pass and get a shot off. They get it to Panton. Panton underhand on the mark. Good stop there made by Grierson. And I tell you, not an easy thing to do to get a underhand on target from your wrong stick side with the shot clock winding down. Good job to fight through that. Ryan Logan, she'll take it to the net. Bounce shot. Just got a piece of that to Doolittle as it rolled wide of the net, curling around the top. Two good fakes and a shot wide of the mark was DeTraglia. Ball loose now and trying to create some space there.
It'll be Riverwolves ball.
Was Madison Miller. And I think she was just a little too aggressive. Possession to the Riverwolves. They'll swing it around the horn.
Harris is being very patient, looking for what they want.
Seed shot steered aside by Doolittle. And they'll get a fresh clock now to work with. Seed, the quarterback, will dump that over. They'll work it on the left side looking for a cutter, and they got Rose. Rose tied up, has it, gets it back out. DeTraglia with a shot. Good save by Doolittle. And she will send the outlet away. So here come the Lady Shockwave. Emily Jacobs does a good job to feed it over to Bomberry. Bomberry's pass. That goes awry. Picked up now and a good solid check. And a good head pass ahead. So looking for numbers here are the Lady Riverwolves. Taking that to the sideboards is Jenna Blair. Blair looking to snoo. One to beat. Got the double team, so excellent defensive rotation by the Shockwave. Playing to Karam. Good save. Doolittle made that look easy. And here come the Shockwave. Creeping in on the 9-minute mark here. Fourth quarter. Lady Women's Championship final, and heads up now. Here comes Blair. 2-on-1. Jumping in a rush. Beauty pass. Big save by Doolittle. So Doolittle did a lot on that play, and now the outlet will get moved up and along. That pass picked off. Countering the other way. Another chance here. Going to the bounce. Doolittle again. Trying to bull her way was Papineau. She's been thwarted twice here on back-to-back attempts, and
I think that penalty is on Doolittle.
Doolittle took exception to Papineau coming into the crease and gave her a subtle reminder. That subtle reminder is going to cost her team a 2-minute penalty, and I'd say probably not the best penalty to take right here at this time. Now I do see the box open, so that is going to be the case here. I am surprised, though, Wade, that Panton hasn't seen a whole lot of what I would believe to be a whole lot of time. She's one of the impact players, yet she doesn't seem to be on the floor as much. Now, when you're in the box, when your team's short, that's certainly going to affect 4 power plays for the Riverwolves as DeSnoo goes in. Doolittle close the wickets. Big save there. Her outlet pass knocked down. DeSnoo wide of the mark. Loose in the corner, picked up by Falk. Falk will get it back up, and they'll set it back up at the top with Seed. Hagen Seed now will send it over to DeSnoo and us looking for that cross crease feed, and it's intercepted by Doolittle. And that's an interference call. And an extra push.
Now.
So Alicia Smith not taking, I tell you that. And a beauty bounce shot. So how about that? Bridget Falk, when she needed to, delivers with a power play marker.
Nice bounce shot right up top corner.
Top corner, and it's a 4-3 lead for the Lady Riverwolves. And there's a case of discipline. If that extra check in possession doesn't happen, they don't have the ball there, and Falk's not able to get that good look. So just goes to show you a lot of times how one thing leads to another. As off the draw now, battling for it. Riverwolves in there doing a good job. Stop, pick it up. And a good job, say to his team, now going in. With that said, good job the last time they came out of to start the third quarter, to end the half with a beautifully diagrammed play. So I would have to guess that might be something that they may be considering here and now.
Discussing something with the referee instead of talking to his players. I think during the timeout, it's the time you really needed to either settle your players down and get them back in the game, or be drawing up a play for sure.
Well, I think the most important part of coaching, in particular when you're coming down to crunch time, is you have to make sure you understand where your players' heads are at, right? And it's important for you to make sure that players that you're going to be depending on, that you're on the same page, that communication-wise, they know what you want and they know what's expected of them. If you spend your time worrying about the official's call or trying to get that next call, then you miss that opportunity. And we've even seen that in the men's game where, guys are diagrammed a play and you're supposed to let the shot off at 5 seconds and a guy ends up taking it at 10 and it goes down and costs his team a goal. So things like that. So no one's saying that people are perfect, but as a coach, it's your job to make sure that you have conveyed what you're looking for and that player understands that.
I think Tony Henhock, the head coach of the Riverwolves, has done a great job making his team, or encouraging his team to play their game. Don't switch it up. We do what we do and do it well, and they continue to do it well. The defense is settling in, doing their role. They're getting their back to the bench, allowing the offense to get out, get set up, run a play, whether they score or not. They're setting up and they're controlling the tempo of the game much more than the Shockwave are today.
Agreed, as it looks like Chelsea Doolittle, and in between this break, she had to get some equipment readjusted. And she seems to be okay, instrumental in keeping her team in this as they trail by a goal. And they've got some work to do here, and sure enough, Panton is on the floor on the left side crease. So I'm looking here, and I was going to say it is a 5-on-5 situation. Pat now working one-on-one. They've got her marked pretty tight, way out at the top there, trying to let one go, but high and wide was Alicia Smith, picked up by the Riverwolves. Now they'll move it up. Good stick check there by Patton. She makes it loose, but the Snoo extra hustle. She came over and scooped that ball up while everyone was watching, and she'll dump it off, looking for Seed. Rebound, picked up, though, by the Shockwave. Moving it up, got a head of steam going here. Moving it up is Jocelyn Carter. Carter, 2-on-1 situation. Can't hang on to it. Good pressure defensively as Tanisha Caddick made her presence known out there, stepping up defensively. And now she had that ball in her stick momentarily and looking to get it down. Going to have to hurry on the 8-second count, and just getting it over the timeline in the nick of time was Sarah Udding. Udding will dump it down low. Curling around is Blair. Blair got it down low. Good save again. Doolittle now. And she'll put the outlet and looking to move it, but no one opened quite yet for Crystal Montour. She gets it to Patton. Patton looking for a screen. Gets one from Gallus, looking for the cutter. That goes high, and it's picked up now by Folk. Folk takes a hit, bounces off one again. Good job cutting in. She moves it up nicely, and here's Blair. Blair does a good job. That pass, though, that was meant for Logan, ended up off the shin pads of Doolittle, and now the Shockwave. Back door, couldn't handle a short hop, got to play the Karen, well done. Curling around, Joni Hill. Joni Hill, 2-3 defenders, and finishing her check. That will cost a possession. Shockwave, quick shot. Wide of the mark. Picked up by Lindsay Smith. She'll swing it over. Patton can't handle that. She battles for it. Again, no shortage of effort, that's for sure. Picked up though Dunford. She'll lug it over the timeline. Move it up. Beauty pass. DeSnoo. One fake. Up, down. Beauty finish. So how about Katie DeSnoo with her second of the game?
Great patience. Well done on Katie DeSnoo's part, holding on to that ball, waiting for her to open up.
And with 2:19 to go, that's a big one. And again, when you got her stick skills and you're in close, no chance for Doolittle as she took her up, and then parked it downstairs. And
I don't care who's standing between the pipes. That ball was going
that
in the
makes
net.
no difference whatsoever. That was going to be in the net. That was a heck of a job. Some good solid fakes and an outstanding finish. So that could be now the insurance that the Lady Riverwolves have been looking for, as off the draw possession will go to the black and gold. So the task just became twice as hard for the Lady Shockwave as they trail now by 2. Need a little something from Patton. She needs some assistance. Sets the screen. Comes back to the top. Big shot there. Good save by Grierson. And she'll get it through her pad. So the shot from Alicia Smith, probably just a wee bit too far out of the range, being up above the dotted circle. The dotted circle, half circle, of course, your ideal shooting area. And now the Riverwolves in no rush at all with 1:40 to go. Want to thank Wade Thompson for joining us, as he has other duties he has to attend to. And it'll be up to me to take you to the finish line with 1.5 to go. Possession now will be called and go to the Shockwave here, as they've got to make up a 2-goal deficit and not a whole lot of time to do it. Panton, good job on the short hop. She'll get it over the timeline. Another fake. Takes a hard hit. Folk is on her. Double team. She curls around. Bounce shot just wide of the mark. Stays in play. And now it's a clean breakaway here. Sarah Udding will think better of it, but does a good job. Makes a nice pass. Well wide of the mark, though, was Blair. But there's Megan Seed, though, to the rescue. Seed almost got a screen from Rose. And Seed doing a good job herself, killing some time. We're at the 45-second mark here. The women's final closing in. The Lady Riverwolves, 40 seconds away from hoisting the All Cup. Shockwave, got to hurry, trying to move it up. Running low on time here. 30 seconds to go. Lady Riverwolves, and down on the carpet is Lindsay Smith. Whatever happened behind the play. So not quite sure if she bumped into someone, fell, or what exactly. He's being attended to, of course. And got to be a wee little bit of frustration coming awfully close. The game that was tied heading here into this fourth quarter. The only 2 goals scored have been done by the Lady Riverwolves. And they are 26 seconds away from hoisting the Women's All Cup. Men's side, the Riverwolves and Shockwave slowly filtering in here. Getting all set. Guys usually arrive in a couple hours prior to game time just to get all set and ready to go. Just 1 game left in the season, 2 teams left. So a 14-week regular season culminates in a couple weeks of playoff lacrosse that results in a championship here, and there's certainly hope that Lindsay Smith is okay. She's been an integral part of this Lady Shockwave team, the entire season, and good to see her up and mobile. And that's a good thing as she gets assistance and she'll be headed to the locker room. Stick around as we will have our trophy presentation following this 26.4 seconds. And barring something major by the Shockwave as they have the net empty for the extra attacker. Barring this, it will be the trophy presentation. Then we will take a break and we will reset and we'll be back here for your Arena Lacrosse League Men's Championship Final. So, no, the Doolittle is not going to be taken out with possession going to the Riverwolves here with 26 seconds to go. Just some pressure. Shockwave, have to forecheck. Have to try to force an 8 count. Putting on the brakes, stopping her, setting it down, and a good job there avoiding both the chop and a defender was Udding. And time 10 seconds away. The Lady Riverwolves, they'll just knock that down. Time is ticking. We're going to have a champion crowned here, and it is going to be the Lady Riverwolves. They are the 2019 Arena Lacrosse League Women's Champions as they win a thriller 5-3 the final over the Shockwave. In an outstanding, well-played game, two evenly matched teams that battled throughout the regular season, finished with the same record at 10-2, and now battle a 2-goal deficit for the Shockwave as they just come up a bit short. Well played, ladies, an outstanding job as we will let the team shake hands, and then it'll be the Women's League convener, Wade Thompson, and Arena Lacrosse League president, Paul St. John, to present the trophy to the winning team.
On behalf of the Women's LL, I would like to thank everybody for their support this year. I want to congratulate the Shockwave for a season well done. They played an excellent season. I'd like to name this year's MVP of the league. For this year will be Katie DeSnoo. Riverwolves, can I have your captain, please? On behalf of the Women's ALL, I'd like to congratulate Paris Riverwolves on a season well played. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2019 Women's Arena Lacrosse Champions.
So there you have it. The 2019 Arena Lacrosse League Women's Champions, the Paris Lady Riverwolves. An outstanding game. I want to thank you for joining us for the women's final. We want you to take a break, grab a little something, come on back, and lock and load for the Arena Lacrosse League Championship, the men's final, 3 p.m. That will go, of course, right here at the ILA. Another champion crowned, Arena Lacrosse League. Lance Wynn for Wade Thompson, JVI production crew. We will see you back here about an hour and a half.
Growing the game with the bold take. It's the ALL playoffs.